live music capital of the world has historically been home to some of the most diverse music genres in the industry, even hip-hop. During the golden age of hip-hop in the 1990s, Austin's most durable MC began his award-winning career. MC Overlord is just one of the original old-school regional artists that entered Austin's music scene with a large mountain to climb. A local music scene dominated by rock and blues offered little room for change. But sometimes, if you're a large enough figure with determination and a booming vocal tone, change is not a question, it's inevitable. Assembling some of the most respected live musicians in the ATX, MC Overlord became known for dynamic live shows and a smooth lyrical delivery that connects with fans across a broad spectrum. His style and memorable performances eventually earned him 10 Austin Music Awards and a place in the Austin Music Hall of Fame. After 10 independent releases over the course of a 27-year career, the popular local MC is back with his latest and most ambitious effort yet. Produced by legendary hip-hop DJ and producer DJ Crash, and iconic rock producer Omar Vallejo, the brand new album, You Ain't Know, is an unapologetic return to old-school hip-hop.
Smarter than the average, not like me. She ain't really need to deal with a guy like me. I'm hard-headed to the core, ego off the charts. A contact information on the napkin to start. She was all dark chocolate with the Gucci purse. Thick hips with a switcher boy could do worse. Put the call in, it's me, tall, dark.
Well, in the beginning.
Man, the way me and Overlord met was crazy, man, because he was a bouncer at Steamboat. Yeah, man. And I had a show there and I was running late. And long story short, I got there and he's like, "Yo, man, you DJ Crash?" And I had to never think twice, look behind me and something like that. I thought, he was coming at me or something like that, man. So, and I said, I just had to man up and say, "Yeah, I'm DJ Crash." And then he just instantly hugged me. And it's just been crazy ever since. We've been like the best of whatever we want to call it, you know what I mean?
We moved to Austin in '94 and met Obi at Wiley's way back in the day. He was a young rapper at the time. Young, when I say young, I mean not as old as he is now. So, I mean, we met him when he was coming out, turning heads. It was actually, he was the only guy in Austin that was rapping at the time, from what I remember.
Well, I met Overlord in '92. I was playing a band called The Business. And actually, he came in as a young rapper, and he had to go through the school of hard knocks. And it was a little harder back then than it is now. So, he got a couple sticks thrown at him, and a couple of A's, and get out of there. That was the thing.
I believe we met at a Boombox show. Pretty sure. Just hanging out, and I have been new to Austin. And Boombox was probably one of the first bands that I've seen besides Canvas and Indochine, and hanging out with those, with those cats. And I used to go see Boombox every single Tuesday.
I first met MC Overlord when the Tuesdays at Lucky Lounge were going down with Boombox. I showed up and ended up on stage with the brother.
One day he asked me to get up on stage and I sang, and it was fun times. And I even seen MC Overlord's band. I think the first time I've seen your band was at the old, the Steamboat that was on Riverside. And I was like, this guy is badass. I'm gonna go continue to see this band.
You think rap back in the day, in the early '90s, you think, it's one of the things, and we're like, man, we got to get with this guy. And then the paths crossed and collided, and got all, we got involved in writing. listening, and ever since then it's been awesome.
Since then, we've continued to just collaborate on life and on hip hop. He's had a major influence on me because when I moved to the city for live music, it was very easy to find bands, but it wasn't easy to find hip hop bands. Well, it was easy to find boombox, I have to say. I ended up, every time I got on stage performing with a live band, after seeing what was going on there, seeing this band's presence on stage, I'm pointing to him earlier, sorry. Seeing the way that he commanded the stage and would reach out and the poses he would do, he was powerful and commanding, and all the instrumentation behind it really inspired me to step my show up. I wouldn't even get on stage until I felt like I could at least be in the shadow of MC Overlord. So yeah, that was the major influence on how I even took to doing music in the city.
We did a lot of things together. We was in a band called Boombox, and there was a lot of good success with that. Working with him, it's cool. History is a bomb. I wouldn't take none of it back. I might throw some of it back, bro. I wouldn't take none of it back. He's my boy. He called me whenever he needed me.
The first record we did with my brother AJ and at the house, all the way to now, man, it's been a great journey.
Now he's at the point to where he's teaching the young cats. He's a little grumpy about it, but hey, we get grumpy when we get older.
It was about 2011, and we spent just some time. He would come to see some shows with the band I moved down to Austin with back in the day. We met at the 1-to-1 bar actually, and we just took it from there. And he came out to see residency shows that I would play back in the day, and we kind of took it from there. And he asked me to actually play with him and his band, and ever since then it's just been a really fun ride. So we've been going at it pretty hard, on the live stage, and so it's been great.
It's gonna be great. It has been great. It's great now, and the future has lots in store for sure.
You a big man and giants, they always fear. You ain't along for the ride.
His impact on hip hop, man, it's been hard. It's been good. I mean hard in a good way. I would say without MC Overlord, hip hop wouldn't be where it is today in Austin. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
10 music awards. He's got like 13, 14 records.
In the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. You count them. I don't have that many fingers and toes, but
He went in there with Nelson and Steve Vaughn, brother, Jimmy Vaughn. That was amazing. But his impact on hip hop here, a lot of these young cats came up under his wing, and now they're doing a lot for hip hop now. A lot of the South by Southwest hip hop came off of Overlord.
Your impact on hip hop in Austin is huge, considering that I think that it's a lot of it's just overshadowed. No one really knows about it. And MC Overlord is one hip hop artist that everyone knows and sees, and there's a lot of MCs that look up to MC Overlord, and they're growing up to they want to be like you. He really mentors a lot of young rappers here in Austin, and it's really made a big impact here.
I would say that he has a very, very huge impact on the scene here in Austin. I mean, he's been an inspiration to a lot of other MCs that I've come in contact with and played with and jammed with. He's been a huge source of inspiration, not only to hip hop players, but also to rock players in all the different kinds of genres. Not just even hip hop. He kind of feeds positivity into many different projects and many different bands around the town. And he's a legend here in Austin. So it's really cool to see him kind of shed that inspiration on other people too.
I wasn't here when it all began, but the name MC Overlord is one of those pioneering names for hip hop in Austin. Knowing that the city was very deliberately segregated, knowing that certain venues did not want to have anything to do with certain types of people. And then coming and seeing such an audience being gathered around, the Boombox Project. Certainly his influence on what I see in hip hop has been breaking barriers and showing me that part of what really got interest and broke those grounds was the live part of it and his accessibility in the way that he spit. So I see that it would have been a lot harder for those who followed to get through if there hadn't been some kind of proof that a hip hop artist can do more than just be what some people may have thought that we were limited to being.
Overlord's impact, man, has been pioneer. You know what I mean? So if it wasn't for Overlord breaking down some of these walls, doors, and things of that nature, I don't think it ever really been hip hop being respected. You know, it probably still would have been like 1980s still to this day. You know, I think he put something out there to the point where, man, he not only took the live thing to another point, another level, but he made it respectable for everybody to win as many awards that he had won. He was the only guy in town for a long time. So, yeah, he made a great impact for all of us. I don't care who it is. Any rap group ever in Austin, you got to pay homage to.
I mean, talking about making hip hop prevalent and just making the whole scene cool, man. It's all about it. Overlord had a big part of that Austin scene. That's the thing that I can remember about the 90s and 2000s. And now, of course, what's going to happen? Just do that. Well, we've been talking about making a record like this for a bit, especially as DJ Crash came in and laid down all this fat beats and scratching like his hand was hurting, and it was a beautiful thing. I ain't never seen anybody beat that record up like that in a long time.
This album was very much, underweighted album. We've been waiting to do this record for years, and we finally got to actually go in and make something happen. Of course, I produced the majority of the beats and things of that nature, and I think that his production fit my style of production, and I'm just glad that we are finally here to actually put something together, and I'm sure this won't be the last one.
Yeah, man, it's been a great experience, man, and we got a lot of folks in town playing on the record, and we just Obi pulls the best out of everybody. He pulls the best out of me. He pulls the best out of Crash. We got Jelly on the record. What's that guy's name? Last name is Fisher.
Oh, new album is a lot different than what he's done in the past. I'm digging it. It's more brighter. It's more in your face. My role in it, I think I did some backgrounds and played the drums and cussed him out.
But anyway, I can't remember his first name, but he did all right.
So, but people get me and Overlord's friendship. Well, I don't know what they think about it, but you can't really come into it because we have our own little clone and little world, like a bubble life. Some people understand it, some people don't, and you can hear it on the album. Starting the album off, and that's just us. That's how we talk. And if it was anything different, he called me one time, and I answered the phone, and he said, "Hey man, how you doing?" Who in the hell was this? It just was not cool. It was like, it didn't start out with no 4-letter words and, get your ass up. And so, can't nobody else talk to me like that. But he paid his dues to be able to talk to me like that. And we have fun with it.
New album. My role, it was three hooks in a verse. Three I think I did about 3 hooks at a verse on the new MC Overlord project. I know I have a verse on Smash. That was certainly fun. Got in the booth with DJ Crash as well. Hearing him scratch, and man, it was a fun experience actually, just being in the studio, seeing it all happen, seeing ideas come in the moment. Hearing the mode of his delivery change once he would deliver something, and then the music would change around how he delivered it. So then he would go back in and deliver it again to fit how the music changed. So to watch the evolution take place was really cool.
You know, Overlord asked me to, you know, be a part of it with a track. So I put something together in the studio that I work in, and he just asked me to take some part in it, and I really just try to put together something that would that would fit in the album, but also be a little bit something unique as well. And we came up with something really great. I got my really good friend Candace Sanders to come and sing on it as well. And it's kind of a different track compared to the rest of the album, but I think it's really going to be a special one for people to listen to and hear, and I'm really excited about it. So
okay, so I'm the featured artist on Bully. I really that song really touches me. I understand how he feels in that song, considering that life bullies you. I feel like it does. And I really enjoyed being a part of that song. I'm very thankful that he asked me to be a part of it. I think it's cool and awesome, and I'm really excited to do it.
But the most part, man, I mean, we've been here in the studio just taking all the beats and all the music. We're just trying to make it actually like a sort of a future, past tense, present tense record. It's what happened, it's what's going on, and it's what's going to be. That's what we want to take this record.
We're just getting started.
I'm a certified throwback, there ain't no change. You ain't know about that's why you look at me strange.
My favorite part of this new record is the intro and the outro.
Me. I'm the favorite part of
you might hear it once you get the record. There's a bunch of beeps. We counted probably about 56, but we all know what he's saying behind those beeps.
I like hearing you cuss when you rap. Hearing MC Overlord actually just be grown. Because you know the man in person, and he is who he is. And then for a while he was rapping, and it was so, it was clean, and he's got the big Don thing, and I really like to hear the separation between MC Overlord and Big Don. So it was fun to hear. I think that's one of my favorite parts, honestly. Yeah.
Shut up and get shut down. That's my favorite part, man.
No, it's the songs. It's the way the song. My favorite thing on the album is the songs. The DJ put it together very well. Omar did a good job producing it. I think the favorite part, was being a part of it. Just everything was cool about it.
My favorite part of the album is I love singing. I love doing background vocals. I loved being part of that album, being part of that song. The lyrics are awesome. At first, when we got in there, we were kind of trying to figure out the lyrics. I loved being in that process. That was really awesome, and I did appreciate it.
I guess the time we recorded the record, we had a blast here in the studio. Every time I left, my stomach was hurting.
Oh, my favorite part of that. Well, it's got its points because we've all had favorite parts where where I think my favorite part is just all of it. I can't really pinpoint a lot of it. We just had so much fun, with Omar, Jelly, Les, of course Overlord. We just had a great time making this record. It wasn't stressful. It wasn't biased. It wasn't I'm gonna do this, like ego is. It wasn't none of that bullshit. We came together and as experienced men, and put something together that we love to do. And if you put some love into it, you gonna get some love back into it. You gonna give it. So you're gonna love this record.
But yeah, the favorite part of the album for me is cussing you out.
That was my favorite.
I'm hearing the cousin, I'm hearing that. I like that we're keeping the theme going as far as the titles go. But I don't know. We had a lot of collaboration. We had a lot of like it's my album too. There's collaboration. There's different directions in production. And I'm hearing a bit more aggression coming out of the rap. Every time I see the man, he's smiling. It's a beautiful thing, man. Dude's heart's as big as he is, but to hear a bit more of the, we struggle. And it's good to know that despite the smile that's on the man's face and how positively he can carry himself in life, that he does feel some of those things too. And it's not just the pain and that kind of, sadness about struggle. It's also the fight back. And I'm hearing a lot of the fight back, and that was really fun.
Any boundaries pushed? Yeah, I mean, I feel like any successful album, is gonna always push boundaries. And I would say definitely with this one, because it's pushing boundaries that, a lot of music that these millennial kids, haven't really been exposed to. Stuff from the 90s, really funky stuff, and that has, just a really tight groove to it, and and it just kind of brings me back a little bit, but also it pushes boundaries in the way that it also is very relevant to today as well, and so that's what I really appreciate about it.
Well, I think as far as boundaries being pushed, we sort of brought back the boundaries and reinvented that new kind of edge to what's, well, like I said, what has happened, what's happening now, and what's gonna happen. Because like you say, you just take a time machine back 20 years and then go forward 5, and there you are.
I think it pushes boundaries because I think that Overlord, you do you try out a lot of new things, and but it's still also depiction of of life and everything like that, So I think it's really cool how. This album is really something, you haven't done an album in a little while, but I think it's really cool that, for you to step up and do this, is really something that I appreciate and really, really, really happy for Overlord, for you, so.
I think the boundaries that were pushed was just each other, It's just what we wanted to give. As far as putting it to this record, we wanted to give our best expertise as far as our boundaries being pushed. I think it was a positive thing. It was a positive boundary. It wasn't negative boundaries. We wanted to show the best out of each other. I think once that first few songs, we kind of like, and then after maybe the third song, we like, okay, now we got to step it up a notch. And so I think that's where the boundaries got pushed. We're like, okay, now we just made that better. Now how are we going to make this one a little bit better than that one? So yeah, I think that's probably where the boundaries got pushed.
So this album for me was it was something that I've been trying to make for a long time in terms of working with these particular producers, DJ Crash, Omar Vallejo, and getting my man Jelly in on production for the album was a long time in the making because everybody's schedule didn't necessarily match up. So it was important to me to be patient and kind of wait until there was an opportunity for everybody to kind of work on the project at the same time. That's why it took so long, So it evolved into this thing where we started writing songs without kind of a direction of where the album was gonna go. And before we knew it, the whole vibe had this vibe of taking it back to old school hip hop, the boom bap era, the golden age, late 80s, early 90s type of feel. And we knew we had something special at that time. And just being able to, progress my career at a time where I didn't really know where, some of these, I didn't really know what the direction was of my career, and definitely didn't know what the direction of the album was going to be. until we kind of just got in there and we got our hands dirty, and we just started, we started working, nonstop on it. And we taught ourselves we were going to put a deadline on it. We're just, when it's done, it's done, So, maybe originally it's supposed to come out in 2015, then we were saying 2016, and so it's coming up on 17, and we're actually, on the finishing doorstep to have, be finished with it. And, I'm excited about this album, You Ain't Know, because it's given me an opportunity to really make the album that I've been trying to make for over 20 years. So I'm excited about it to get another shot out there at it.
Woo! I'm at the fans.
When I step on stage, respect for the game is the reason I stay. I'm a certified throwback, there ain't no change. You ain't know about that's why you look at me strange. Made my peace and I left my mark, a legacy to last if it all goes dark. It's what I did with a lasting flow. I came through making sure now that y'all would know.